Looking to get out there and feel the in your hair? Chevy EVs have you covered. Like the Blazer EV, with bold style that's sure to you away. And with Silverado EV, towing is a breeze, with the capability to hitch up and tow with ease. And Equinox EV helps you keep moving along like with confidence. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
The only thing that makes an Oklahoma fried onion burger more famous? Putting Kraft Real Mayo on the bun. For nearly 100 years, Oklahoma families have trusted its creamy, balanced taste to make every bite feel like home. So pick up Kraft Real Mayo at the store today.
This is Optimal Work Daily. 4 copywriting techniques every good storyteller already knows. By Hoekenga with Goinswriter.com. While they may not credit their time spent in advertising as the foundation of their literary skill set, it's undeniable that it had some influence on their writing styles. As a writer, copywriting forces you to do 3 things. 1. Understand the importance of every single word. 2. Master the art of working within deadlines. And 3. Get inside your readers' heads. Beyond making you a better writer, learning copywriting also comes in handy when it's time to implement some of the strategies Jeff recommends the most on this site, such as building your tribe, creating an email list, and learning how to effectively market to that email list. In this post, we're going to explore 4 copywriting techniques and tips that can also make a world of difference in your creative writing. Let's get started. 1. Creativity is overrated. When discussing creativity, legendary ad man David Ogilvy once wrote, quote, "I have to invent a big idea for a new advertising campaign, and I have to invent it before Tuesday. Creativity strikes me as a highfalutin word for the work I have to do between now and Tuesday." End quote. The biggest problems I've seen over and over for creative writers, whether you're writing a short story, a novel, a memoir, or anything else, are terms like inspiration, writer's block, and creativity. If you have not signed a publishing contract saying you will have a certain number of words complete by a certain date, the only deadline you might have is one you've given yourself. A deadline the aforementioned 3 words have a bad habit of pushing back. Could just one more week of revisions improve your project? Perhaps. But you know what the best kind of story is? The kind that actually gets read because the writer finished it. 2. While curiosity kills cats, it rewards writers. Let's bring this full circle all the way back to another one of my favorite pieces of advice from Mr. Joseph Sugarman. Quote, "The best copywriters in the world are those who are curious about life, read a great deal, have many hobbies, like to travel, have a variety of skills, get bored, and then look for other skills to master." End quote. Guess what? Those are the exact same habits you'll find in the vast majority of great writers. The best part? You don't have to be born with a single one of those habits to possess any of them. Need to get more curious about life? Ask questions. Listen closely. Dig deep beneath the surface of everyday life. Need a new hobby? There are about 18 million how-to videos on YouTube on any subject you can imagine. Pick something and give it a shot. Learn to fly fish, cook a bowl of beef pho, start a vegetable garden. Wish you could travel more? Don't let time or money slow you down. I once drove 70 miles down I-24 East because there was a tiny town called Bucksnort, and I wanted to find out why it was called that. I ended up eating lunch at an antique pinball museum. I wrote a story about it that I later used as a writing sample to get my first job as a professional writer. All that trip cost me was a couple hours and a quarter tank of gas. 3. Tiny details breathe life into your story. The tiny details are the ones that bring the story to life. They are what allow you to show instead of tell. To illustrate this technique, let's pay another visit to our friend, Mr. David Ogilvy. While writing an ad for Rolls-Royce, Ogilvy spent 3 weeks doing nothing more than reading about the car. That research process, although tedious, allowed him to find the one magic detail he needed to craft a headline that has lived on in advertising lore ever since. Quote, "At 60 miles an hour, the loudest noise in this new Rolls-Royce comes from the electric clock." End quote. As Ogilvy said, quote, "The ad ran in 2 newspapers and 2 magazines at a cost of $25,000. The following year, Ford based their multi-million-dollar campaign on the claim that their car was even quieter than a Rolls." End quote. Tell me, do any of the following statements communicate as effectively as the original headline? The Rolls-Royce is the quietest car I've ever driven. The decibel level of the Rolls-Royce at 60 miles an hour is lower than any other car at 60 miles an hour. The Rolls-Royce allows you to go fast and still hear yourself think. Nothing compares. And so it goes with storytelling. The underwater mass of Hemingway's iceberg only becomes clear when the tiny details provide shreds of evidence that it might exist. And 4, keep a swipe file. What's a swipe file? Nothing more than a collection of thoughts, ideas, useful information, and things you like. Basically, it's what you open when you need an idea. Now let's stop for a second because I know what you're thinking. This guy wants me to steal other people's ideas and pass them off as my own? Not at all. Let me explain. The idea of a swipe file is very similar to an idea Roy Peter Clark introduces in Writing Tools, one of the most useful books on writing ever written. What we copywriters call a swipe file, Clark calls saving string. I'll let him explain. Quote, I will be struck by a theme or issue in politics or culture. I lack the time and knowledge to write about this topic now, but maybe I will someday. My chances will improve if I begin to save string. End quote. What Clark means by saving string is that he'll collect every little piece of useful knowledge about a particular topic he stumbles upon and set it aside in a file box. Jan Martel used a similar method when he wrote Life of Pi. He would collect all sorts of information on various topics useful to his story, such as surviving at sea, the Bengal tiger, Christianity, Hinduism, the nature of zoos, and put that information into a corresponding envelope. When he reached the point in the story where he needed to write about one of those topics, he opened the envelope and was rewarded with all the string he had saved. Never underestimate the power of a well-researched story. While the tiny details may bring it to life, the research ensures all those details make sense. Start a swipe file. Save some string. In the long run, it always pays off. These 4 copywriting tips are just the beginning. Truth is, there's so much more to be learned about storytelling and the writing process, from writing words designed to sell or inspire action. And although copywriting is not immune from hucksters who, like Sith lords using the dark side of the Force, harness its power for evil, its purest purpose is to connect people to resources that will add value to their lives. There's a lot to be learned from copywriting. Now's the time to dive in head first. You just listened to the post titled 4 Copywriting Techniques Every Good Storyteller Already Knows by Will Hoekenga with Goinswriter.com.
The only thing that makes an Oklahoma fried onion burger more famous? Putting Kraft Real Mayo on the bun. For nearly 100 years, Oklahoma families have trusted its creamy, balanced taste to make every bite feel like home. So pick up Kraft Real Mayo at the store today.
This is Matt Rogers from Las Culturistas with Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang.
This is Bowen Yang from Las Culturistas with Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang.
Hey, Bowen, it's gift season.
Ugh, stressing me out. Why are the people I love so hard to shop for?
Probably because they only make boring gift guides that are totally uninspired. Except for the guide we made.
In partnership with Marshalls, where premium gifts meet incredible value.
It's giving gifts! With categories like best gifts for the mom whose idea of a sensible walking shoe is a stiletto.
Or best gifts for me that were so thoughtful I really shouldn't have.
Check out the guide on Marshalls.com.
And gift the good stuff at Marshalls.
And thank you to Will, who is a guest writer on Goins Writer. And thank you to Jeff Goins, of course, who runs the site. He is a super popular writer and the best-selling author of 5 books, including The Art of Work and Real Artists Don't Starve. And on his site, if you check it out, you can hear his thoughts on writing, life, and creative work. So you're going to hear him narrated across a few of our shows because he covers a lot of different topics. And if you're looking to share your work, but you're afraid of becoming the starving artist, then this site is definitely for you. So come check it out at Goinswriter.com. And thanks again to Jeff for letting us share his work. But that should do it for today. I thank you so much for being here and listening all the way through, and I will be back with you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.